Hey you, yeah you. Are you new to government contracting and you've been pursuing service-based contracts via SAM.gov, where you put in countless hours of assembling your team, putting together your responses to those RFPs, only to find out you didn't win, and you're feeling that the system may be slightly rigged against you, and you're just chasing your tail? Well, hey, don't give up. There is a better option, and it's called selling products to the Defense Logistics Agency, better known as the DLA. Hey, I'm the DLA Guru, and I've been in this space for the past 20 years, and I put together a fantastic YouTube channel that's packed with information and hacks to give you some insight on how to position yourself to sell to the DLA. Take a look at my channel and subscribe today. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Yes, the DLA Guru is back in the building. Back in the building, yes, indeed. Hopefully my audio is working well. I just rebooted my computer and I had some updates that came in here. So if you guys are not hearing me very well, hearing some echoes or anything, can you drop me a comment in the chat? Let me know that you're not hearing me very well, because I don't have any way of detecting that while I'm live. So if all is well, all is well. It looks like we have three concurrent viewers in the building. So hey, if you guys could just put in the chat there, sounds good, that would be fantastic, because I have an action-packed presentation for you guys today. Yes, today is your lucky day. Today is my bi-monthly scheduled live stream for my Brigadier Generals and my Patreon member community. That's you guys, you know, you're out there. Today is your day. We will be going closed circuit. We're going to be talking anything and everything related to the DLA. And so if you are a Brigadier General or Patreon member, you know where to find me. You go to the community forum tab, especially for those new Patreon members or new Brigadier Generals. You go to your community forum tab for your respective platforms, and you will see a link. It's a StreamYard link that'll bring you over here into my StreamYard waiting room. Will be closed circuit. Once I get about enough to see maybe 2 or 3 Brigadier Generals or Patreon members in the waiting room, that'll be my signal to kind of throttle this down, and we'll be switching closed circuit just for you guys. Again, we're going to be talking anything and everything related to the DLA, DLA national stock numbers, vendor development, you name it. We're going to be talking anything and everything that's keeping you up at night, both helping to empower and inspire you for success with the DLA. All right. But before we do that, of course, for my subscribers at large, you guys, you're out there. We've broken 3,200 or so subscribers to the channel, which is fantastic. I was going to give you guys a round of applause. The subscriptions are very, very important. You know, it's a slow roll. It's a slow roll. You know, I'm thinking, why don't we have 100,000 subscribers by now? Because man, the information that I'm providing to you guys in this very niche space, it is fantastic information that's going to help you guys just streamline your businesses and get the know-how on how to do business with the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. All right. So for all of you government contractors out there, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, today is your opportunity to get to know the DLA. All right. Now, before getting into all of that, again, I have a presentation, probably about 30 minutes or so, some action-packed information that I'm going to provide to you guys, as you guys see with the thumbnail, as well as the title of this particular live stream. We're going to be talking a little bit about my free, yes, very free, private YouTube MasterClass, the DLA Need to Know Guide. All right. Now, you may say, well, how is this free? Well, it's free because I have it set up with a link that in order to gain access to this free link, it's a YouTube series that I put together. It's 10 weeks worth of content, 10 videos basically. And I went closed circuit with a small community of DLA contractors, as well as people who are aspiring to be DLA contractors. And we hit the ground running, giving you all the nuggets of what it takes in order to position yourself for success with the DLA. There's a lot of folks that have taken advantage of this free masterclass. And for you, if you're new to me and new to my channel, hang with me throughout this presentation, because I'm going to be dropping the link in the chat as to how you can get registered to have access to this totally free. When I say free, it's 100% free, private, but it's by invite only. All right. So it's going to be a link, and you basically click the link and you're going to register yourself in order to gain access to this free content that I have provide to you guys on YouTube. All right. So I'm thinking that this is going to be pretty awesome. A lot of folks see my paid information and I say, oh yeah, well, I got some good value. I'm always trying to figure out how I can add value to my subscribership and things to both empower and inspire you for success with the DLA. But before we get into that, we're going to be talking a little bit today with my, again, members only, today's closed circuit topic, in addition to whatever you guys want to talk about, but I always have a little bit of agenda. We're going to be exploring some of this DLA gold, the gold nugget. You guys see the gold prices are over $4,000 an ounce now. Yes, gold is in the air, right? So we're going to be talking about the technical data packages, those infamous TDPs, and how gaining access to those TDPs will definitely help to 10x your business, especially when you're looking into the custom manufacturing. And today's live stream, we're going to be looking at an article today where we're going to be talking a little bit about what's happening, what's some new things happening with the DLA as it relates to custom manufacturing. And so you guys want to just hang out with me, strap in, relax, and let the DLA guru do what I do, because I'm in these here YouTube streets and I'm cooking up some fantastic content for you guys. But for those of you who are new to me and new to my content, my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. government sales manager with the National Material Supply Company. All right, we've been servicing the U.S. military through federal contracting vehicles by way of the Defense Logistics Agency for the past 20 plus years. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru for more reasons than one, because I've skipped my knee, bumped my head enough to know what not to do in order to be successful with the DLA. So I want to welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. Welcome all. And hey, don't forget, hit that subscribe button in order to drop a comment. You have to be a subscriber to the channel in order to communicate and drop any questions that you guys may have as it relates to your DLA journey, or anything that just comes to mind as I'm going through this live stream, or anything outside of it. But let it be related to government contracting, or again, I launched a podcast. I think I told you guys about it, the 3 Pillars podcast. So if you have anything related to just financial enhancement and enrichment, feel free to drop those comments in the chat, and I will field as many of the comments throughout this presentation. So fantastic. Good that you guys kind of know the agenda. Now, I'm all about adding value. So my channel, I think I have over 300 videos. And for those of you who are kind of following, and I get a lot of emails and I get folks that are sending me cash apps and just thanking me for all the content. I have over 300 videos of action-packed, value-added content for you guys. And I also can continue to keep that value going because, as you can see on screen there, I offer, let me make it a little bit bigger for those of you who may be in the back. We offer affordable DLA vendor templates. And those templates basically are what you'll need. These are some tools that you'll need in order to be successful with landing federal supply contracts with the DLA. One of those tools is the informal cost breakdown tool. So I get a lot of folks that say, hey, I got this informal cost request from a DLA contracting officer. They're evaluating my quote and they're evaluating my proposal, and they need to get a little bit more information. And I have no idea what this informal cost breakdown is all about. Well, guess what? The DLA Guru, we established and designed a fantastic tool. You plug and chug your information and it kicks out exactly what the DLA is looking for as it relates to answering getting an A+ on the test of the informal cost breakdown question. And this tool will help you with that. We also offer the unverified vendor questionnaire. So sometimes you also get, for those of you who may be new to the DLA or you've bid on a solicitation for a national stock number, that you don't have any past performance information within the federal contracting ranks. And so some contracting officers may reach out to you and say, hey, we need you to fill out this unverified vendor questionnaire. So a lot of folks kind of wonder, okay, how do I answer these questions? Of course, they'll answer the questions, but there are blanks for the answers. So I've also created a fantastic template that will help to guide you on how to answer those questions in order to make sure you check that box, you cross that T and dot that I, so that you will be in strong consideration for winning that particular federal supply contract with the DLA. And last but not least, we also offer our vendor banking and credit references template. All right, a lot of folks, if you know about the DLA, it's all about vendor development and how to establish relationships with your vendor base. And a lot of times the vendors say, hey, how in the world do we know that you are financially astute and you are a viable customer of ours or reseller of ours, and they'll be asking you for banking and credit references. So there's a way that I think, with all my extensive experience, I think there's a right and wrong way that you can answer those questions when it comes to your vendor and banking credit references. So this template is also available. And where do you find these templates? Yes, you will find them with our friends over at hecdistribution.com. Let me go ahead and switch over to that site. Whenever you click the link, I think in the description of this video, you should see a link that should take you to this site, this landing page, and you can see those 3 templates that are there available. There, once you put them in your shopping cart and download them, purchase them, you can download them to your computer. I think some of them are let's see, Word documents, and some of them are Excel spreadsheets that you'll own it for your digital library to help you for success in landing those federal supply contracts. Because sometimes if you don't answer those questions correctly, the DLA says, this company is not serious, so we're gonna just we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. So you can find all those tools over at hecdistribution.com. Bright products, great price, goals met. All right, so those are friends of HTC, and let them know that the DLA Guru sent you. Okay, cool. So I was also talking a little bit about this free private YouTube masterclass. Yes, this YouTube masterclass. And you were like, well, how do we gain access? I'm looking all over the place. I'm Googling. I can't find it because it's private. It's only for those of you who have the link. And the way that you can gain access to the link, and let me go ahead and drop it for those of you who are in the building with yours truly this early Saturday morning here in St. Louis, Missouri. Let me go ahead and drop in this masterclass, the free masterclass link. I'll put this in the chat for those of you who are there, and just go ahead and click that link and bookmark it. And it's going to take you to a site where you basically just click the link, you drop in your name and your email address, and then you click submit, and then the link will be emailed back over to you, and you will have 100% access to this free masterclass. Spread the word about it, spread the link around, because we want to get folks involved and get in some of this free, fantastic content that's designed to help you with your success with the DLA. All right. And, the DLA is just a fantastic customer. For those of you who are out there and are winning contract awards, hey, do me a favor, drop some information in the chat if you've won an award in the past week or so, because I think we've won 4, maybe 5 contracts in the past week and a half or so, which is fantastic. Like the DLA starting to award a little bit of those opportunities that we had in what I call our pipeline. All right, so hopefully you guys are taking advantage of the DLA and are getting your piece of the pie as well. But something that I want to bring to your attention as it relates to this whole DLA need to know guide. Well, hey, the DLA has recently been in the news. All right. As of October 1st, they released a fantastic article, and I'm going to show you this article. The article was just awesome, and when I ran across it, I was like, wow, there's some changes happening within the DLA. And this article here, and I'm not going to read the whole news article, but I'm going to do a little bit of a reaction to it. But the title of the article is "The DLA Establishes New Subordinate Command for Weapons System Support." All right. Now, a new command. So as you guys know, the DLA is comprised of 9 commands, 7 major commands, 2 secondary commands. Well, guess what? They've consolidated 2 of the commands in order to make the DLA even more efficient. And this is going to have some ramifications as DLA vendors of how we're going to position ourselves in order to be successful with these new changes. So again, as of October 1st, as you can see, this article was released on October 1st. So I'm a little bit late, about a month late, but hey, I only meet you guys twice a month, so I had it in my back pocket, and I said, yeah, I need to tell the DLA community, my DLA vendor network folks, a little bit about this article. But this was released by the DLA Public Affairs Office, and I'm just going to kind of scroll down because, of course, you guys can read this article. Let me drop the link to the article in the chat as well. So if you guys want to just kind of peruse it on your own, you can peruse the article. But just going back over to some of the information here, I highlighted, as you can see, yes, I am prepared. The DLA Guru, I try to be prepared for these live streams. This paragraph kind of stood out to me. It says, with the establishment of the DLA's weapons support, it's a long-term investment in the future of the Defense Logistics Agency. All right. The new major subordinate command, so that's what MSC stands for, is designed to be a more efficient, effective, and resilient organization capable of meeting the challenges of the future. All right. I believe Mark Zimmer, similarly, he's the DLA director. I believe he was the one that's quoted saying this, but meets the challenges of the future. As stated in his mission statement, the DLA weapons support will deliver weapon systems readiness and lethality globally to our warfighters, the nation, and our partners, are its partners. All right. So that's what this article is kind of just announcing, the new launch. And so what does this mean? And what is this? Why is this important? All right. Well, one, this new major subordinate command, MSC, is DLA weapon support, and it combines DLA aviation and DLA land and maritime. So those two commands, again, there are nine commands, all right, 7 major commands, but it's going to take those 9 now to 7. All right. So those 7 major commands, which DLA DLA aviation and DLA land and maritime were part of those 7, well, it's going to reduce those down into one command, which is DLA weapon support. All right. So the DLA is integrating the missions of DLA aviation and DLA land and maritime into a single unified command. Again, weapons system support. And you guys, I'm not sure if you've been seeing some emails. For those of you who are actively bidding on DLA contracts, you may have seen like the emails coming back from some contract administrators, and it may say in their handle or their name, it'll say weapons support, right? And you're like, weapons support? What is this? Weapons system support? Yes, the reason why you're starting to see this name being promoted throughout the ranks of the DLA, because they are changing their name. All right. And the weapons system support command is responsible for class 9 spare and repair parts. All right. So again, why does this matter? This signals a structural change inside the DLA, which can have downstream effects on procurement, subcontracting, and supply chain flows, class 9 parts, and how you can engage with the DLA for new opportunities. This is why this matters, and it's very, very important to kind of get an understanding of what this is all about. All right. Now, single unified command responsible. So you may say, okay, what are class 9 spares and repair parts? Well, hey, you know what? Instead of me telling you, let's go ahead and let the AI tell us, right? So I went on to Google and I put it in there. And I said, hey, what are class 9 spares and repair parts? All right. So it says the AI overview on Google, our trusty Gemini, says in the U.S. military's logistic classification system, class 9 comprises all repair parts and components required for maintenance and support of all equipment. All right. So basically it's what DLA Land and Maritime is doing within its own like command, and what DLA Aviation is doing in its own command. But what they're doing is saying, hey, no longer are we going to have these two commands kind of managing these spare parts for our land vehicles, for maritime vehicles, and for aviation for the birds. We're going to put it underneath one command. All right. And so some examples of class 9 items, as you can see on the screen here, and make it a little bigger for those of you who may be in the back. Some of these examples are tires, and mirrors for military vehicles. All right. Circuit boards, printed circuit boards, the PCBs, and other electronic components, batteries and spark plugs, parts for weapon systems. Now, the parts for weapon systems, this is what I get really excited about, because, you know, these parts, they wear out. If you can imagine, you got, you know, cannons and all this kind of stuff, man, the barrels go bad, and they need to have those parts machined, built, replacement parts in order to support weapon systems, man. So I get really excited in that realm. And aircraft engine and other aviation specific parts. All right. So that's what's considered class 9 spare and repair parts. So this can hopefully get you guys kind of salivating a little bit. It's like, okay, how can I position myself to get involved with some of this stuff? All right, looks like we got a few comments that are coming in. All right, let me throw up some of these comments. I love some comments here. All right, so we had Brother Terry that said, hey, you sound great. Thank you, Brother Terry. I appreciate it. You are the first commenter. You're the first commenter on my live stream today, Terry, so you get a round of applause. Hopefully you guys can hear the round of applause here, because StreamYard, it does not give me love all the way, and I can kind of see that I'm lagging a bit. So hopefully the delivery of the content is coming across very well there. All right, look, we got another Brother Red Note said he brought a 3D printer looking to sell parts to the DLA. Well, hey, that's fantastic, because with this whole new major subordinate command, DLA weapons system support command, they are looking at additive manufacturing and 3D printing. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the next slide as well. All right, so we'll get into that. Brother Red Nose 1966. Hopefully that can kind of get it just at least researching and understanding more about opportunities that you may have within this new command in order to, yes, 3D printing it's becoming a thing. It's not a major thing right now at the DLA, but it's becoming a thing. I think that the Department of War is a little bit behind the 8 ball as it relates to 3D printing. I think a lot of our adversaries are doing a lot of 3D printing, and they put a lot of investment in that technology. America's, I think our military is just a little skittish because they want to make sure those 3D printed parts are certified, and they don't want things breaking, and then we're losing valuable assets. That is our U.S. military personnel. We don't want things to break and go wrong at the wrong time, and then we lose a soldier. And so they're a little skittish on the things that they're going to be approving for 3D printing, but it's coming. All right, so keep that in mind. So good thing that you're investing and getting in front of these opportunities, Mr. Red Nose 1966. All right, we also got another comment coming in from Firebird Optics. Firebird, I think that's Gordon. Hey, Gordon, he says, I just got an email from a contract officer 2 days ago that was from DLA Weapons Support Richmond. This officer used to be in DLA Aviation. So you are seeing the change. Yes, the change has come. It is official. And the DLA is taking it on, and they are rebranding themselves. So don't get afraid when you see the weapons support name. That, don't think I got to have a FFL. You don't need to have any of those kind of things. You're not going to have the DEA coming after you. This is just the way that they've rebranded and having their focus be on exactly having a more streamlined way of managing the national stock numbers that fall now within the DLA weapons support arena. All right, so fantastic that you're seeing some of that. Brother Gordon out there, and looks like we got Miss Denise is in the building. She says, my win for the week is I got your part pricing tool and got it set up. Can't wait to dig in today. All right, well, fantastic. Give you a round of applause. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for putting it out on the street. Yeah, you are taking advantage of some of the fantastic tools that we have put our blood, sweat, and tears in over the past 20 years to develop in order to make our company even more efficient as it relates to managing DLA opportunities. All right. Hey, DLA Guru, I'm all about value. So I'm just putting that out there on the street for everyone to get your piece of the action, so that you are in the right place at the right time. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show you guys what the private, the free private YouTube masterclass looks like. And so when you get the link, it's going to take you to this landing page, and you'll have access to all these videos. I recommend taking them in order, and you'll see this video 1, episode 1 of 10, episode 2 of 10. Just take them in order because it's an ordered process. So, some people like to look at the last video. Do them in sequential order, and you'll get the most bang for the buck because it's a build. I build upon each individual module as it relates to this particular masterclass. All right. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. DLA Guru giving the value. That's what I do. All right, cool. Let's moving on. So we're talking, brother Red Nose 1966, talking a little bit about the next steps. You're investing in 3D printing technology. Fantastic. You guys are out there, developing your vendor relationships. Fantastic. But now you want to kind of focus on learning more about this new subordinate command, this major subordinate command, DLA weapon system support. And so some of the action items that I highly recommend you guys consider is that you want to now begin to watch for RFIs, which stands for request for information, or even RFPs. And you can find some of this information on SAM.gov, as a matter of fact. All right. So let me pull Denise off the screen there. And you know what? I don't do this very often, guys, but if something's telling me I should do this. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel with all this great content that I'm putting out there, I would really, truly appreciate, as you can see in the scrolling marquee below my chin there are ways that you guys can reach out and touch me. Of course, you can super chat the channel because it's all about, support. You guys support me. Let me know that you're really valuing this fantastic content. Hey, $1 a day keeps the doctor away. Just anything that you guys want to kind of drop in, that would be fantastic. It means a ton to me. It gives me the motivation to continue to do what I do best and show up consistently there's a fair exchange is never a robbery. That's what that's one of my sayings. Fair exchange is never a robbery. And you'll also see ways that you can also support the channel through Cash App and Venmo. It's really simple. You go log in your Cash App app, and log in your Venmo app, and you can just put at the symbol, the DLA Guru, and you will find me on both of those platforms, as well as buying me a coffee. Some of you guys are still sending me, buy me a coffee every now and then. So that's another app that I'm a part of. So if you're familiar with the buy me a coffee way to support channels, you can find me at the DLA Guru there as well. So thank you for that. And back to the regularly scheduled show, watching for RFIs and the RFPs. So you go on SAM.gov, you do research as it relates to weapons support. That's one of your keywords, and you can find a lot of opportunities where the DLA may be looking for ways that you guys can be, from a service perspective, support the DLA in their transition to this new MSC. All right, so that's another nugget, action item for you. Also, highly recommended, and you guys hear me talking about getting into advanced manufacturing or additive manufacturing or precision machining, meaning that let's say if you're a pure manufacturer, I highly recommend, as you guys see with President Trump, there's a whole, the big beautiful bill. There's a lot in the big beautiful bill that gives incentives for you guys investing in capital equipment. Again, brother Red Nose 1966, there may be some tax incentives for you, Evan, buying a 3D printer. So there may be some ways that you can 10x that. And the United States government right now is all about manufacturing, for Americans. So, get into learning more about how you can manufacture, and then aligning your manufacturing capabilities with what the DLA is looking for. All right. Think not what the DLA can do for you. Think what you can do for the DLA, and you will be fantastic. You will set yourself up, because again, you guys know DLA, they spend over $50 billion. That's billion with a B every single year, procuring namely products in support of our warfighters. And this is not only just domestic, this is foreign as well. So it's not just with the U.S. military, it's other foreign governments that the United States government has relationships with. They're needing spare parts for the military assets that those countries have in operation. And guess what? It all links back. Everything goes back to the DLA as it relates to supporting the U.S. military globally. All right, cool. So teaming. So if you're not a pure manufacturer, then you want to work on teaming with manufacturers. That's something that we have taken on our mission statement within our company the past couple of years. We've done a lot of work and positioning ourselves with mom and pop precision machining shops, companies that have the ability for additive manufacturing, and we are forging partnerships. We're basically bringing information to these companies and saying, hey, there are opportunities for you guys to support the warfighter. And I highly recommend you find companies that don't do a lot of business direct with the DOD, now DOW. That is the nugget. So that's an action item for you. You want to start researching and seeing how you can forge relationships where you guys can set up manufacturing licenses agreements. You can be that authorized reseller of their capability to produce build to print parts in support of DLA Weapons Support Command. All right, cool. Another thing, rapid manufacturing opportunities will surely increase. And what we mean by rapid manufacturing, a lot of these solicitations that are out there, the DLA complains that, hey, the lead time to get these products built and to market and delivered, it could be in excess of a year out. And so the DLA wants to kind of figure out how can we shorten that timeline. And the reason why it's such a long lead time is because there are only a handful of companies that are actually supporting the DoD as it relates to building custom parts. So we can kind of flood the market with more companies who are, have the know-how and the desire to support the warfighter, and have the capabilities and the engineering and production teams in place that can look at those TDPs, the technical data packages, that again, you have to be in the right place in order to get it. And so a lot of my training programs talk a little bit about you guys getting EJCP certified. It's very, very important that you get DEV/EJCP certified so that you can add value in the marketplace by having access to the TDPs. Then you may say, well, hey, DLA Guru, that's easy for you to say because you are a mechanical engineer and you kind of understand how to read blueprints and drawings and orthogonal views and all this good stuff. Yes, of course, that's my training, but you can do it too. But you do it through teaming. You do it through partnership. You do it through outreaching. You do it through joining the DLA vendor network and meet me over here on StreamYard bi-monthly, where we can kind of talk a little bit about projects that you're working on and ways that you might be able to parlay some TDPs and find a manufacturer in a neighborhood near you that may have the capability, like with 3-axis, 5-axis, 6-axis machines, or they have the metallurgical equipment in order to do inspections to make sure welds are right, because everything must be military grade. The ISO 9001 and all that kind of stuff, all that matters in the space, but it may seem a little daunting, but but hey, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And the way that I say that you eat the elephant in this space is that you want to consider joining the DLA vendor network. You want to have access to training. You want to have access to networking. You want to have access to mentorship. And the best way that you gain access, that is you eating that chunk, all right, of that big elephant. This is the way that you do it. What you want to do is join the DLA vendor network. All right. It's, as you can see, I got the little TM, it's trademark, it's legit. And the best way I think that you can kind of start that courtship is by connecting with me over on LinkedIn. The way you find me on LinkedIn, again, just as you can drop a little something in me, with me, put a little something in my hand as it relates to Cash App, Venmo, or buy me a coffee. You can also find me on LinkedIn at the DLA Guru. Just search for that and they'll bring you to my profile on LinkedIn, and you can request to just connect with me on LinkedIn. And I'm going to take a look at your profile because LinkedIn is a very professional community. As you guys know, I talk a lot about LinkedIn. It's a great place for you guys to get set up and network, and you have your background, your accolades, your educational background, what you do, and where you at, kind of thing, and showing your pearly whites. And then I'll invite you over into our exclusive and by invite only LinkedIn community of the DLA vendor network. I think that's a great place to kind of start if you're interested in learning how you can, take advantage of a lot of the training and information that I have out there, so exclusively for serious DLA vendors. All right. We're talking about serious. I don't want to get a lot of folks getting in there and just wasting time. They're not really serious. They're not positioned. They don't even have their company. They're not even established. So a lot of that, a lot of noise out there. All right. So I'm looking for a few good men and women, red-blooded Americans that are interested in getting involved in supporting our U.S. military so that we can keep our border strong and we can keep the warfighter fighting in order to keep America from doing a nosedive, right? We don't want that. So we can do our part as Americans by supporting the DLA. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more, if the DLA vendor network is right for you, because a lot of folks say, oh, it's easier said than done. I'm just not so sure. I'm on the fence. I'm in this bleachers. I watch a lot of your content, a lot of the free YouTube University content, but I'm not so sure that I really want to take the plunge and invest, because you got to give a little something to get a little something, right? Well, actually, in this case, you give a little something, you get a lot of something as it relates to working with my team, with the DLA Vendor Network. But the best way, you can reach out to me and you can schedule a 15-minute pre-screening phone call. Yes, with yours truly, the DLA Guru. That link to the 15-minute pre-screening phone call, you should be able to find it in the description of this video. But just in case you can't see it there, let me give you another link where you can schedule your 15-minute pre-screening phone call. A lot of folks are taking advantage of that. I'm probably doing 3 or 4 calls a week, which is fantastic. So we got a lot of folks that are saying, hey, I'm interested, but I'm not so sure. Can I just reach out and touch you? Can I talk to you before I make the decision of what I want to do in order to support my company? And looks like we got a little bit of lag here. Let me see. There you go. All right, cool. So you'll see the link also in the chat where you can schedule your 15-minute pre-screening phone call with yours truly. Just click that link and hey, we'll connect over here on the phone, and I will learn a little bit about you, learn about your business, see what what your goals are as relates to government contracting, and then I'll let you know candidly. I don't know if the DLA may be a great customer for you. You're just not positioned, because I don't want you to waste your time. Because the warfighter needs help. They got to reduce those lead times from a year out, 2 years out for making components. We're looking for folks that want to roll their sleeves up and get involved in supporting the DLA to reduce, again, the lead times. I think that's a big thing that's affecting the warfighters' lethality. And again, that's why I think that they've consolidated those two commands underneath one umbrella, just to get rid of a lot of the fat, a lot of the fluff, in order to make it even more efficient. So I highly recommend that you consider doing that. And when you do all that, you will be part of the illustrious DLA vendor network community. Yes, you got to reach in, or reach out, I should say, and connect in more ways than one. Share your email address, shoot me an email, click the link that I put into the chat. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead. Well, no, I'm not going to pin it, because in the pinned comments, if you're interested in meeting us over here in StreamYard today, there's a link that you can upgrade your subscription to the illustrious Brigadier General level. Looks like we have we got one. It looks like we got one Brigadier General that's in the building right now. So fantastic. All right. I only got one that came in. Sometimes they come in a little late. And what that means is I'll be here right now. It's 11:35 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll be here roughly to about 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time here in StreamYard. So if you're getting this video on the replay, feel free just to click the link. If you are within that time frame, you will be able to come up and mic up with me today, up until about 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we'll be able to meet you and invite you to the DLA Vendor Network community. And by the way, it's action-packed. There's plenty of content within the Brigadier General community. We have over 30 pre-recorded videos of training of real DLA vendors, real contract awards, real problem and solution discussions that we've been recording this content for the past year or so. And you'll have access to all of that as a DLA Vendor Network Brigadier General. All right. So I highly recommend you guys consider upgrading your subscription in order to get involved with me today. And, you know, the thing about what I do in this space and why I believe that being a government contractor and getting your piece of the pie, because the U.S. government spends so much money. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you're following economists talking about the deficit and the way that the government has to spend. It has to spend to keep the U.S. economy going. The DLA is just one component of that spend, but I think the barriers to entry is so low, and small businesses are just benefiting off the information and getting involved and supporting the Defense Logistics Agency. So I'm ending my live streams with Warfighter Always. That is the motto. That is the mindset. That is the mission of what we're doing in this space, and getting involved and positioning our companies to go after these federal supply contracts and supporting the warfighter. Warfighter always. If you think that way, you'll be just fine in this space. So I want to thank you again for watching. Thank you for connecting with me on this beautiful fall Saturday morning. And again, if you missed the live stream, you can catch it on the replay. Please share this content with friends and family and business colleagues. Let them know what the brother Hendricks is over here, the DLA Guru, aka the DLA Guru, is doing. And if you're interested in learning more about contracted consultations with me, feel free to shoot me an email, as you can see on the screen there. I'll make it a little bigger for those of you in the back. You can reach me at fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. It's generic, but hey, that comes to me, and I'll be able to take a look at what you're asking about and see if there are ways that I can help you with your success and your goals of doing federal contracting with the Defense Logistics Agency. So my friends out there in the community, looks like we had 8 concurrent viewers, 7 likes. All right. I didn't even have to ask to get the likes up. You guys gave me some great likes and whatnot. I see a lot of happy, smiley faces coming through also. So thank you guys for the engagement. I really appreciate that. But until we meet again, I wanted to let you guys know I really appreciate you again. I appreciate everything you're doing. So, hey, I'll see you guys at the top.